Ladies and gentlemen, I want to talk about something profound that often shapes our lives in ways we cannot immediately understand, the moments when we are being tested before our breakthrough. We've all experienced trials, times of hardship, confusion, and challenge. But let me tell you, these are not just random struggles. They are tests that shape our character, fortify our resolve, and prepare us for the rewards we can't yet see. I want to break down 7 signs that show you are being tested before your breakthrough and how you can recognize these moments as opportunities for growth, not defeat. It often feels like you're stuck stagnant, as if your efforts are in vain. The more you push, the more it seems like the doors are closing. It can be deeply frustrating, especially when you've invested time, energy, and resources into something that you believe in, only to see little to no visible progress. You may feel trapped in a cycle of action that leads nowhere, and you begin to wonder whether it's all for nothing. It's at this point when most people, faced with this apparent lack of results, begin to question their abilities, their purpose, or even their future. But here's the truth. The feeling of being stuck is not a sign of failure. Rather, it's often a sign of growth happening beneath the surface. Think of a seed buried deep in the soil. At first, it might seem like nothing is happening. It's dark, it's confined, and there's no outward sign of movement. Yet, beneath the earth, unseen forces are at work. The seed is gathering strength. It's absorbing nutrients, preparing its roots to push upward when the time is right. We find ourselves in the same position. We're doing the work, we're taking action, and yet nothing seems to change. This sense of stagnation is not an indication that you're failing, but rather a powerful signal that something is happening on a deeper, unseen level. Life has its cycles, and some of the most important changes are the ones that occur in the background, away from the prying eyes of the world. Growth doesn't always happen in a linear fashion. We've been conditioned to think that progress must be visible, measurable, and immediate. We want the evidence of success right away. However, the truth is that real growth is often invisible, building gradually over time. This moment when you feel stuck is actually one of the most critical stages of the process. This is where you are being tested. And the test is not about how much visible success you have, but about how much faith you can maintain in the unseen work being done. Can you trust the process when there is no apparent evidence of success? Can you continue to do the right things even when the results aren't showing up immediately? This is the true test of resilience and patience. Think about the people you admire, the ones who have achieved incredible things. Very few of them have reached the top without encountering these periods of feeling stuck. We only see the final result, but we rarely see the years of struggle, the setbacks, and the times when they felt like they were getting nowhere. The truth is, every successful person has had to go through a phase where nothing seemed to be moving forward. And what separated those who succeeded from those who gave up was their ability to trust that progress was being made, even when they couldn't see it. In moments like these, it's crucial to remember that growth happens in stages. There will be times when you feel as though you're not moving forward at all. But this is the soil you're in. This is the foundation that you are building, even though you may not see the fruits of your labor yet. You are preparing yourself for the future, for the breakthrough that is coming, but it requires you to stay grounded, to stay focused, and most importantly, to stay faithful to the work, even when you can't see the results. When you feel stuck, you are being called to deepen your commitment to the journey, to reinforce your belief in the process. It's easy to keep going when you can see the finish line, when the rewards are in sight. But true strength lies in the moments when you don't know if the finish line is anywhere near, and yet you continue moving forward anyway. The key is to keep doing the work, no matter how small or insignificant it may seem in the moment. Trust that each effort is like a drop in a bucket, slowly, steadily filling up until it reaches the top. And here's the kicker. When you look back on these moments, you'll realize that this feeling of being stuck was actually a time of immense preparation. You are being shaped, tested, and refined for what was to come. It's often only in hindsight that we understand the full significance of those times when we felt like we were doing nothing. The breakthrough comes when you least expect it, and it often arrives with the force of a revelation that you couldn't have prepared for in any other way. When you feel stuck, remember this: it's not a sign to quit, but a sign to keep going. Progress is happening beneath the surface. Every action you take, every effort you make, is contributing to the breakthrough that is on its way. Trust that the work is being even when it doesn't seem like it. And when the moment finally comes, when you emerge from the soil and the breakthrough appears, you'll realize that all of the waiting, all of the uncertainty was the very thing that prepared you for it. The test is whether you can hold on long enough to see it through. Can you stay true to your vision and your purpose, even when nothing is happening on the surface? The answer will determine how close you are to your breakthrough. Stay patient, stay committed, and keep going. You're closer than you think. Defeat. One test after another. Just when you think you've overcome one hurdle, another one appears. It can feel overwhelming, like a never-ending stream of challenges that just won't stop coming. You may begin to feel like life is somehow conspiring against you, with every corner turned leading to a new obstacle. It's frustrating, and it's tempting to question why this is happening to you. After all, you've been through enough already, haven't you? You might even begin to wonder, why me? Why now? But here's the truth: when challenges multiply in your life, it's not a sign that you're being punished or that you're failing. It's actually a sign that you're on the brink of something significant. Life isn't a straight line, and it certainly isn't a gentle ride. It's full of twists, turns, and bumps that challenge us at every stage. These multiplying challenges are actually a test, a call to see how well you can persevere when things get harder. You're being tested on your endurance, your ability to maintain focus when the road seems impossibly difficult. Challenges serve a critical role in our growth. Each challenge that you face is like a stone placed in your path. The first time you trip over it, you stumble. The second time, you might take a little longer to recover, but you get up more quickly. The third time, you're more prepared. And by the time you've faced enough challenges, you've developed an innate resilience, a strength that will carry you forward through even the most difficult times. The more obstacles you overcome, the more capable you become of handling what's next. The question isn't whether or not challenges will appear, it's whether you'll continue to push forward despite them. The test isn't about avoiding difficulties or trying to make them go away. It's about how you respond to the mounting obstacles. Will you let them overwhelm you? Or will you stand your ground, knowing that each challenge is forging you into something stronger? It's often during the most difficult times that we experience the most profound growth. When you're faced with challenges, especially multiple ones at once, it wants you to step up. It demands that you elevate your thinking, that you adapt and become more resourceful. You learn how to prioritize, how to adjust your approach, how to push past fear and doubt. It's in the heat of adversity that you discover what you're truly made of. The person you were before the challenges will not be the person who emerges after overcoming them. You will be stronger, wiser, and more capable than you ever imagined possible. The multiplying challenges are a test of your faith and your vision. When everything seems to be falling apart around you, it can be easy to question the very path you've chosen. You might start doubting yourself, wondering if it's all worth it, or if perhaps there's another, easier way to live. But these challenges are meant to challenge that very doubt. They are meant to force you to reaffirm your commitment to your purpose. The test here is to see if you can remain committed to your vision, even when it feels like everything is against you. One of the hardest lessons to learn in life is that success is rarely the result of a single victory. It is, more often than not, the product of sustained effort, persistence, and the ability to keep going when things are tough. Life is not simply about reaching a goal, it's about how you handle the journey to get there. When challenges multiply, it's a sign that you're getting closer to something meaningful. You're being prepared for something bigger, something more rewarding than you can currently understand. Think about those who have achieved greatness, those who have reached the pinnacles of success. Rarely, if ever, did they reach those heights without encountering challenge after challenge, setback after setback. In fact, the greater the challenge, the greater the potential for success. This is why successful people don't shy away from difficulty, they lean into it. They recognize that challenges aren't barriers to their dreams, they are stepping stones. And so, every time they face another challenge, they know it's another step forward, another opportunity to grow and become stronger. The next time you find yourself in the midst of multiplying challenges, don't see them as roadblocks or signs that you're on the wrong path. See them as tests of your character, your perseverance, and your commitment to the vision you have for your life. These challenges are preparing you for something greater. They are clearing the way for you to step into your full potential. The more you face, the stronger you become. And when you finally reach your breakthrough, you'll look back and realize that every challenge you faced was essential in getting you to where you are. Remember, challenges are not something to be feared. They are opportunities in disguise, each one a lesson, a teacher, preparing you for the life you've always dreamed of. Don't shy away from them. Embrace them. They are the proof that your breakthrough is near. When you begin to push towards something greater, something that demands your full, you will encounter skepticism from those around you. People may question your motives, your abilities, and even your dreams. They might tell you that what you're doing is too risky, too ambitious, or even impossible. Why are you doing this? They might ask. This seems like a waste of time. It can be disheartening, especially when the people you care about or respect the most express doubt or concern about your journey. You may even begin to feel like you're in the wrong, like perhaps they know something you don't. But let me tell you this, when doubt comes from the outside, it is often a sign that you are on the right path. This external doubt is not a reflection of your abilities, but rather an indicator that you are stepping into the unknown. You are breaking away from the familiar, from the safe, from what others deem possible or acceptable. And that is exactly why they question. People are naturally inclined to resist change, to cling to the status quo because it provides comfort and security. They might not understand your vision or see the potential in what you're striving for. And that's okay. But it is important to realize that their doubt is not a reflection of your worth or potential. It's a reflection of their own limitations. There is an inherent tension between the individual who dreams big and the world that is content with the way things are. The people around you, friends, family, colleagues, are often limited by their own experiences, their own perceptions of what is possible. They operate within the confines of what they know. And when you begin to venture beyond those boundaries, it shakes them. They fear that you are stepping into the unknown, and in their fear, they project their doubts onto you. This is not a personal attack. It's merely a reflection of their own comfort zones being challenged. But here's the thing, if they don't question you, then you're likely not aiming high enough. The very nature of stepping into something new, something groundbreaking, will always provoke resistance. This resistance comes in many forms, but the most common is doubt. Doubt from others is a test of your conviction. It forces you to look inward and ask yourself, why am I doing this? Do I believe in this vision? Do I believe in myself? It pushes you to answer those questions with clarity, and it forces you to examine whether your commitment is genuine or merely a passing fancy. This external doubt can serve as fuel if you let it. Instead of allowing the negativity to seep into your mind and weigh you down, you can use it as motivation to prove to yourself and to others that your vision is not only valid but worth pursuing. Understand this: doubt is a sign that you are pushing boundaries, that you are on the verge of something extraordinary. If the world didn't doubt you, then you wouldn't be challenging the status quo. If no one questioned your path, you wouldn't be on the cutting edge. The doubts you face are the very indication that you are growing, evolving, and moving in a direction that most are too afraid to follow. As you continue to face doubt from others, your job is to strengthen your resolve. This is the time when you must cultivate unshakable belief in your vision. Doubt from others will come and go, but your belief in yourself must remain steadfast. You cannot allow the opinions of others to dictate the course of your life. If you truly believe in the value of your mission, then you must continue to pursue it, no matter what others say. The world has always been full of skeptics, but it is the dreamers, the believers, and the doers who ultimately shape the future. And let me be clear, it is not always the loudest voices that matter. It's the quiet, persistent voices, the ones that come from within, that will carry you to your breakthrough. The louder the doubt, the closer you are to something extraordinary. People who are content with the way things are will resist your vision, and the more resistance you face, the more you can know that you are on the edge of something transformational. You are doing something that others cannot understand yet, and that's why it's so important to keep pushing forward. In time, when they see the results of your perseverance, their doubt will turn into admiration. But by that point, you won't need their approval anymore. You'll have proven to yourself that your vision was worth pursuing, that your belief in yourself was the key to your success. Every great innovator, every leader, every person who has done something remarkable has faced doubt from others. They have had people question their abilities, their motives, and their worth, and yet they persevered. The doubters were not the ones who defined their journey. Their belief in themselves, their vision, and their purpose did. So the next time someone questions your path, don't take it as a sign to quit. Take it as a sign that you are on the right track, that you are challenging the norm and pushing the boundaries of what's possible. The test is not whether others believe in you. The test is whether you believe in yourself, whether you will continue on the path, despite the doubts, knowing that your breakthrough is waiting on the other side. The internal struggle is real. You can feel it deep inside, a constant tug-of-war between two forces. One side is filled with fear, doubt, and uncertainty. It tells you to stop, to play it safe, to avoid the discomfort that comes with pushing forward. The other side is driven by courage, ambition, and a sense of purpose. It calls you to continue, to push through the fear, to step into something bigger than what you've known. This battle rages within, and it's often at its most intense when you're on the verge of something transformative. The emotional tug-of-war you experience is not a sign of weakness. Quite the opposite. It is an essential part of the process of growth. The closer you get to your breakthrough, the stronger the forces of fear and doubt will pull at you, because they represent your old self, your limitations, your comfort zone. These forces are trying to keep you in the familiar, where things feel safe and predictable. But growth, real transformation, happens when you step outside of the familiar and embrace the unknown. It happens when you choose courage over comfort, when you decide to face the fear and keep moving forward despite the resistance. In moments of internal conflict, it's important to recognize that both sides are a part of you. The fear you feel is natural. It's a survival instinct that has kept you safe for years. But at some point, that instinct, while useful in many situations, becomes a hindrance. The fear of failure, of rejection, of the unknown can hold you back from reaching your full potential. But if you allow it to control you, it will paralyze you. The key is to not eliminate fear entirely, but to acknowledge it and move forward in spite of it. The test here is in how you choose to respond to that fear. Will you let it dictate your actions, or will you take control and push past it? The other side, the side that urges you to keep going, is often quieter at first. It's the voice that tells you that the discomfort you're feeling is temporary, that the effort you're putting in will eventually pay off. It's the side that believes in your potential, that sees the bigger picture, that knows you're capable of achieving more than you can imagine. This voice can be drowned out by the louder, more persistent voice of fear. But when you learn to quiet the fear and listen to this inner voice of courage, you begin to step into a new version of yourself. This emotional tug-of-war often reaches its peak when you are on the edge of a breakthrough. You might be at a point where you've invested so much time and energy into something that you can taste success, but fear still holds you back. You're close to your goal, but the fear of failure, or even the fear of success, tries to pull you back. You might begin to wonder if you're good enough, if you can handle the responsibility that success might bring, or if the risk is truly worth it. These feelings are normal, but they are also a sign that you are on the brink of something significant. At this point, the emotional battle becomes more than just an internal struggle. It becomes a test of your resilience. How badly do you want this? How committed are you to your vision? Are you willing to push through the discomfort, the fear, and the doubt, even when everything within you is telling you to quit? The test is in how you respond when the stakes feel high, when the pressure mounts, and when the emotional weight of the journey feels too heavy to bear. This is where many people give up, where they let fear dictate their actions, and where they miss the breakthrough that was waiting on the other side. But you don't have to let fear win. You don't have to let doubt control your future. The key is to face the fear, embrace the discomfort, and keep moving forward. The more you confront this internal struggle and continue on your path, the more you grow. Every step you take, despite the emotional pull to stop, strengthens your resolve and brings you closer to your goal. You learn to trust yourself more deeply, to believe in your ability to navigate the uncertainty and the fear. And the more you do this, the less power the fear holds over you. As you continue on your journey, you'll start to realize that the emotional tug-of-war is not something to be feared, it's something to be welcomed. It's a sign that you are evolving, that you are pushing yourself beyond what you thought was possible. Each time you push through, you build a muscle of courage, and it becomes easier to face the next challenge. In fact, what once seemed insurmountable will eventually become just another part of the process, something you've learned to navigate with confidence. This internal battle is not a sign that you're on the wrong path. It's proof that you're on the right one. Real growth, real transformation happens when you face these emotional challenges head-on and continue to move forward despite them. And as you emerge from this tug-of-war, you will realize that you are no longer the person you were when you first started. You have grown, you have evolved, and you are now ready to step into the breakthrough that has been waiting for you all along. So embrace the internal struggle, welcome it as a sign of progress, and keep pushing forward. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. When you embark on a journey toward personal growth, success, or transformation, there will come a time when you face an overwhelming sense of weariness. The excitement of the initial stages starts to fade, and the weight of your efforts begins to take its toll. The road ahead feels longer than you anticipated, and the energy you once had starts to dwindle. It's as if the spark that initially fueled you has dimmed, and you're left wondering if it's all worth it. This is the moment when many people give up. This is the moment when your resolve is tested, and the question becomes, can you keep going when the motivation fades? The fatigue you're feeling isn't a sign of weakness, nor is it an indication that you've chosen the wrong path. In fact, it's a critical part of the process. It's a test of your commitment, your determination, and your ability to continue even when things get tough. It's easy to stay motivated when everything is going well, when progress feels swift and effortless. But true growth and success come not when things are easy, but when you can push through despite the exhaustion, despite the doubt, despite the weariness. This is where many people fall short. They start strong, full of passion and energy, but the moment the going gets tough, they begin to question their purpose. They may wonder if it's worth continuing, if they should take a break, or even abandon the pursuit entirely. But if you want to experience true breakthrough, you must learn to push past the fatigue. You must learn to keep going when it feels like your energy has run dry, when your motivation seems to have disappeared. This is where the difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short lies. The key is understanding that this fatigue is temporary. The moments when you feel the most drained, the most exhausted, are often the times when you are closest to a breakthrough. The pressure you feel is a result of your growth, and while it may be uncomfortable, it's a sign that you are being stretched beyond your limits. It's like a rubber band being pulled. It has to stretch in order to go further, but it doesn't break. And just as the rubber band rebounds after being stretched, you too will rebound once you push through this moment of fatigue. What you are experiencing is a test of your endurance. It's a test of your ability to continue on the path, even when the external rewards are not immediately visible. This is the point where true resilience is built. It's about showing up every day, even when it feels hard, when it seems like there's no immediate payoff. It's about developing the habit of persistence, of continuing to work even when your mind and body are screaming for rest. This is where you learn what you're truly made of. It's not in the moments of ease that you discover your strength, but in the moments of struggle, when everything within you wants to quit, but choose to keep going anyway. It's also important to recognize that this fatigue can be a sign of a shift in perspective. As you continue to move forward, you may begin to see the journey differently. The fatigue you feel isn't just physical exhaustion, it can also be emotional, mental, or spiritual. This is the point where your growth begins to challenge you in deeper ways. You may feel disconnected from the initial excitement of your journey, and you might start questioning your motivations, your purpose, or the meaning of what you're doing. This is the point where many people lose their way, when the why behind the journey becomes blurry, when the energy that once fueled you seems to fade. But if you can dig deeper, if you can reconnect to your purpose and remind yourself why you started this journey in the first place, you will find the strength to continue. The fatigue you're experiencing is a sign that you are being challenged to go deeper into your understanding of your purpose. It's a call to reevaluate your motivations, to clarify your vision, and to realign your actions with your true values. This is where you find your second win, not by pushing harder, but by rediscovering your why, the core reason that you began this journey in the first place. You may also find that the fatigue is a result of pushing yourself too hard without proper rest or self-care. The process of pushing through fatigue is not about constantly grinding without reprieve. It's about recognizing when to pause, to recharge, and to come back stronger. Learning how to manage your energy and recognize when you need to take a step back and rest is just as important as pushing through the hard times. Taking time to reflect, recharge, and regain focus will give you the clarity you need to continue moving forward with renewed purpose. The test of fatigue is a test of your commitment to your long-term vision. It challenges you to stay the course, to remain disciplined and focused even when the immediate results aren't visible. This is where most people give up, not when the obstacles seem insurmountable, but when the progress seems too slow, when the excitement is worn off, and the road ahead feels like it's stretching on forever. But this is precisely the point where you need to dig deep and push through. Success is not achieved in a straight line. There will be periods of exhaustion, of doubt, of questioning. But it is in these moments that your true breakthrough is often just around the corner. If you can push through the fatigue, if you can keep moving forward with persistence and clarity, you will find that the rewards of your journey are worth the struggle. It's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. And the ability to finish, even in the face of exhaustion, will define the legacy you create. As you move through the process of growth and transformation, you will eventually reach a point where things just seem to fall apart. Everything that once felt stable, secure, and certain begins to unravel. Your plans might not be working the way you envisioned, your relationships may be strained, and the future you imagined seems farther away than ever. It's as if life is pushing you into a corner, testing whether you'll stay in the game or walk away. This is often the moment when people feel the most discouraged, when they start to question everything they've been working toward. They wonder if they've made a mistake, if they're on the wrong path, or if their dreams were never meant to come true. But what if I told you that this falling apart is actually a sign that you are about to experience something incredible? It's often at this moment of disintegration, when everything seems to be falling apart, that a breakthrough is imminent. It's during these times of chaos and uncertainty that the deepest transformation happens. The old parts of you, the old structures in your life, are being stripped away to make room for something better, something more aligned with your true purpose. When things start to fall apart, it's easy to view this as failure. It can feel like all your effort has been for nothing. But in reality, this is a crucial part of the process. The collapse of the old is necessary for the new to emerge. Think about the process of the phoenix rising from the ashes. The phoenix has to burn down first. Only through that destruction can it be reborn. Similarly, your life is being recalibrated, realigned, and restructured. The challenges, the breakdowns, the moments of disillusionment are clearing away the debris that has been blocking your progress. This is where the seeds of your next level of success are being planted. It's also important to understand that when things fall apart, you are being tested on your faith in your vision, faith in yourself, and faith in the process. This is critical because it's during these times of uncertainty that many people give up. When the road becomes unclear, when the results aren't coming fast enough, when it feels like nothing is going according to plan, it's easy to throw in the towel and abandon the journey. But those who persist through these moments are the ones who experience the greatest breakthroughs. This is the moment where your inner strength is being forged. Your ability to remain calm, focused, and committed, even when everything is in chaos, will determine the outcome. You will be tested on your ability to trust the process. You will face questions of doubt, fear, and frustration. You may wonder if you're making progress, if the vision you've been working toward is still possible. But this is where the most important thing you can do is continue. Keep moving forward, even when it feels like you're taking one step backward for every 2 steps forward. You must keep believing that, even in the midst of the breakdown, there is an unseen force at work, reorganizing your path, clearing obstacles, and preparing you for something greater. The breakdown of your life is also a moment of release. It's a moment when you can let go of old patterns, old beliefs, and old habits that no longer serve you. It's a moment when you can release attachments to outcomes, letting go of the need for control and embracing the uncertainty that comes with transformation. Often we hold on to things that we think are essential for our growth, but those very things can be the ones that are holding us back. The process of falling apart is not a sign of weakness, but a sign that you are ready to evolve into a new version of yourself. You are being given the opportunity to shed what no longer serves you. And it's only through this shedding that you can fully embrace the next stage of your journey. Another important element of this moment is the shift in perspective it demands. When everything falls apart, you are forced to stop looking at your circumstances through the lens of frustration or defeat. You must begin to see them as opportunities for growth. It's through this shift in perspective that you will find the strength to keep going. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" start asking, "What can I learn from this?" Instead of focusing on the loss, start focusing on the lesson. In these moments of upheaval, you will find the wisdom and clarity you need to move forward with more purpose and direction. The breakdown is also a test of your resilience. It's easy to be resilient when everything is going smoothly, but true resilience is built in the face of adversity. The breakdown forces you to dig deep into your inner resources, to tap into strength you may not have known you had. You may discover that you are more resilient than you ever thought possible. The ability to rise from the ashes, to rebuild, to continue moving forward despite setbacks, is what separates those who achieve greatness from those who give up. If you find yourself in a season where everything seems to be falling apart, don't despair. This is not a sign of failure, it is a sign of progress. It's a sign that you are being prepared for something greater, that you are being transformed in ways you cannot yet see. Keep moving forward. Trust that this breakdown is creating the space for a breakthrough. And when you emerge from this season of chaos, you will find that you are stronger, wiser, and more equipped for the success that awaits you. Don't fear the falling apart, embrace it. It's simply the universe's way of making room for your next level. You said, the journey toward your breakthrough is not a smooth, linear path. It's a process filled with challenges, tests, and moments of doubt. But it is precisely in these moments that the foundation for your success is being laid. When things begin to feel like they're falling apart, when the external world questions your choices, when you're battling internal fatigue, or when the emotional tug-of-war threatens to pull you off course, know that this is not a sign to quit. These are the tests that God gives you, signs that you are on the verge of something extraordinary. Through these trials, you will discover your true strength, resilience, and unwavering belief in your purpose. The path you're walking is not easy, but it is one that leads to profound growth, deeper understanding, and the fulfillment of your potential. The external doubt, the internal fatigue, the breakdowns, and the struggles, they are not barriers, but stepping stones pushing you toward the breakthrough you are destined to experience. When you find yourself facing adversity, embrace it as the test it is. Know that it's in these moments that you are being shaped into the person you need to become to fully realize your dreams. Stay steadfast, trust the process, and keep moving forward with faith. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. The struggle you face today will be the story of your success tomorrow. Keep pushing, because the best is yet to come.